Now we're going to analyse this a little bit. We're going to look at how the direct speech, how what these characters say, help us understand what's going on. So if we use direct speech, it really paints a clearer picture of what the characters are like. It's not actual painting, it's painting with words. And I'm going to show you how you understand that, how you get this, how you identify it. Adverbs also help us to do this. And in this case, the adverbs are telling me how something is said, in what way something's being said. And that's how I knew how to do the voices. Okay, I'll show you in a moment as well. And we know what the situation is from the words and actions of the character. We know what's going on because of what they are saying. They're almost telling us what's going on. Their reactions to the piranha, fish with teeth, love that description, tell us that that situation is dangerous and they need to do something about it. All right, so let's have a look at the text. And I've got my highlighter here. And I'm going to highlight parts of it that help us to understand what's going on and how those different children are reacting, because they react in different ways. It's very interesting. Okay, so there's my first one. There's fish, he called. Now, we know it's Fred because earlier on in the chapter it said his name, so we can infer, yeah, I know that's Fred. And I've got a new speaker, so you start a new line. I could have gone on there, but actually they started down here, trying to catch one, called Con. Now, called is a verb, is an action word, and there's no adverb with it. So it's just a kind of normal, try to catch one. It's very calm. Obviously, the children are hungry. They're in the Amazon jungle, so that's quite logical. I'm going to use my skimming and scanning skills now to look for the next part of the direct speech. I wonder if you can find it before I do. Have a skim and scan there. Can you find the word? Here we go. Fred sucked in a lungful of river water and shot, coughing, to the surface. Piranhas, one word in his speech. Exclamation mark, because obviously he's yelling this out. He's exclaiming it. Piranhas, he yelled. Well, that's a good verb. You yell something when you need somebody's attention urgently and you want to be heard. And again, an instruction, only 2 words, get out. Now, if a situation is dangerous or things are getting tense in the story, you use fewer words. And an instruction, get out, with another exclamation mark, tells the reader immediately that they're in danger. So sometimes speech can be really, really short. That's what they are, that's what you do. Because you wouldn't mess about with an explanation if you were in a river with piranha. I'm skinning down again, and Con says, what are piranhas? And you notice the question mark is inside the inverted commas. And she's asking. Now, ask is another word for said, isn't it? And it's a very calm word. It's an inquiry. She's not panicking. It doesn't give us any other information. There's no adverb to add to the verb. It just says she asks. So we can really think, actually, Con at this moment is very calm. She hasn't a clue what piranhas are, but she very soon will, because the next speech, new line, so we know that it's not her speaking anymore, it's somebody else. And we also know that it's Fred because he has had the conversation with her the whole way through. And it simply says 3 words, fish with teeth. You wouldn't really want to go into a great scientific explanation about piranha when you're actually in the river with the piranha. So in as few words as possible, Fred tells her they are fish with teeth. He doesn't need to say any more. And if we turn the page over, we now understand what's going to happen next. I do like this one. It's a very clever way of saying she probably used a bad word. Con screamed a word Fred hadn't expected her to know. We can infer there that Con suddenly panics. She screams. There's a verb there. She screams. And we know she panics because she's suddenly swallowing water and disappearing under the water. which you would do if you panicked. You'd forget how to swim and you'd open your mouth to scream. So all of a sudden, in one sentence, Con has sunk into the river, and the whole thing has changed from let's find some fish food to could she drown? Here we got another character. We're starting a new paragraph again because we've got another character here. And I'm going to skim along here. Again, there's only 2 words there. Speech doesn't need to be a very long one, but instead of writing the word ah or help or whatever, these direct speeches are instructions mainly. If they're in danger, Lila's now taking charge and she's going to save Con. She's grabbing her. And that's what you do when you're desperate, you grab. Don't thrash. Another instruction. To thrash about means to wave your arms and legs and your head in the water in a random way. Okay? So again, an exclamation mark. This is the next one. Another instruction. Just breathe. You could add an adverb there. You could say, just breathe normally, or just breathe as you normally would. Okay? But it's all exclamation marks because it's instructions and it's getting desperate. The next sentence tells us very quickly that they're safe. So now, once they're safe, we get to know about their characters from what they say. Con is not happy. Yeah, the whole thing here. I'm going to do sentence by sentence and then I will read it out. Very short sentences. So she's groaning and spitting out water, so you can tell she's beginning to recover. She's not drowned, okay? Fish, 1 word sentence, exclamation mark. Fish with teeth. Well, that's what Fred said before. And then suddenly, nothing is safe here. She's getting really angry. You can't even trust the fish not to eat you. She's not making a joke here. She's absolutely furious. So even now, we're beginning to spread out what they say. We're writing a little bit more. And if you write a little bit more, you can infer what that character is feeling. We can now infer that she's so cross. Nothing is safe. She's probably very anxious. And then a short sentence. What else? And now she gets ridiculous. Pigeons with fangs, monkeys with guns. Actually, that's quite funny. So she might have a sense of humour, but she's very, very cross at the moment. So perhaps we can think, well, this girl Con doesn't cope well with emergencies. We can infer that.